Hello YouTubers, Mike here, welcome back to my channel. A while back I released a video about rocks I collected or bought on my month and a half long trip out west. And here's a couple of the rocks that I brought back from out west. These are both petrified wood, Arizona petrified wood. This one I actually found in Arizona when I was out hiking. And this one I bought at a rock shop in South Dakota. I think they're both going to be pretty good pieces once they're cut. In fact, the comments in the video I posted a while back, I'll put a link to that in the upper right, where I unboxed all this stuff after coming back from my trip. People want to see this one cut. So I think it's going to be, it's pretty rough. So it's hard to see the colors in them in their rough state, but they're really, I think this one's going to be pretty colorful on the inside. This one I can see color on the outside, even in its rough state, so I can tell it's going to be pretty when it's cut. So, but I want to know what's on the inside of this one. So I think today I am going to do some cutting with our Lortone rock saw and see what's inside this one, and maybe what's inside this one too. We'll see how far I get today. The weather is threatening, so yeah, we may not get too far before the thunderstorms start, but maybe I can get one or two cuts in and then pick up again another day. Okay, let me get over to the saw and we'll get this stuff in. So here's our Lortone saw, and oh dear, my stepson's been using it to cut fossilized coral heads. It is a mess. Kids today, I swear, no respect for the equipment. Alright. So it is just an ungodly mess. Yeah, it's full of dust from cutting the coral. It's getting low on mineral oil. Maybe I can get a couple of cuts out of it. It really needs to be cleaned up and has some fresh mineral oil put in it. But maybe the level of the oil is high enough still. I think I can get a couple of cuts out of it. So let me get this coral head out of it and get a piece of that petrified wood in there, and we'll see if we can make a cut. Sorry it's a little dark, the lighting's not great, got thunderstorms rolling in, it's very cloudy. Okay, thunderstorms are coming in fast, but let me see if I can get one cut done. It'll take about 20 or 30 minutes. I've got the first piece of petrified wood in here, the one I found in Arizona. And what I want to do is I want to cut this knob off to start with, and we'll see what that looks like, and then I can take slab cuts off of it like that. And for any of you who are unfamiliar with how these saws work, this is a heavily modified Lortone lapidary saw. We picked it up used. Who knows how many owners it's been through, but it's been heavily modified. It's got a different motor on it. I've had to rebuild it a couple of times. My stepson's a little hard on it. But the way it works is there's a big motor in the back, which you can't really see, that turns this blade. This blade's going to spin insanely fast. The blade has diamond impregnated edge on it. Okay? The bottom of the blade's sitting in a pool of mineral oil. So as it spins, it's going to fling mineral oil all over the inside of this thing, so the lid's going to be closed. We're not going to be able to see the process, okay? You just can't see it. The mineral oil is going to act as a coolant and a lubricant for the blade as it cuts through the rock. And there's a carriage here that moves back and forth. Then I can position it for the start of the cut. And then there's a screw drive that's going to slowly move the carriage forward into the blade. Once the screw drive's engaged, it will take it through the blade and we'll take a cut right through here. And we'll take this knob off. And we'll see what it looks like underneath it. And then if the weather permits and the stone doesn't fracture, I'll take some progressive cuts. There's an adjustment here where I can move this into the blade a little bit and take another cut. And I might try taking some 1/4 or 3/8 inch cuts off of it and see what they look like. All right, let me get this good and tight so nothing moves. Let me get the lid closed, and we can start her up and see what happens. Okay, we're ready to go. The blade, turn on the drive, and now we just wait. In a few minutes we'll hear it start cutting as the rock is driven into the blade. But for now it's just spinning in there. And you hear that? The blade's just starting to engage the rock after about a minute. It's very slow. It has to be. You can't push the rock into the blade too fast. But starting to cut. Just going to take a while. Okay, now the saw blade is fully engaged with the rock. It's gotten quite loud, cutting through that agatized petrified wood like a hot knife through butter. It's going to take a while. Alright, the saw's got quiet. That tells me it's cut all the way through. Let's turn off the drive and the motor for the blade. Alright, it's slowing down to a stop. Gonna let it sit for a few seconds so we don't get too much of a mist of oil coming out when I open the door up. We don't want to fog up the camera lens. Wind is behind me, so that's good. Oh, it came off in a few pieces. Alright. Well, there's one piece right there. Wow. Yeah, that is nice. That is pretty. Here's the other piece. Oh, holy cow. I hope those are showing up. Wow. Out of focus, no doubt. I'll have to get a close-up, get you a close-up view of those. Alright. I wonder if I can get another cut in before the weather comes in seriously here. I don't know. Pull the carriage back. And now, if I loosen this, I can crank this forward. I'm going to take a fairly thick cut because it looks like it's got some fissures in it. Maybe a little thicker than I would want to take. Hopefully it'll hold together. Get at least a half-inch thick cut out of it. See if we can get a whole slab, but I'll tell you what, these two pieces are just absolutely gorgeous. I'll give you a close-up look at them. While this is cutting the second one, because it's going to take a while. Okay, the saw is just starting to engage the rock over there. I'm going to have to yell over here in a second, but here's those first two pieces. Wow, they are really pretty, especially since they're still wet with the oil. That's kind of what they would look like if they were polished. So yeah, that is nice. That's fully agatized Arizona rainbow petrified wood inside that big ugly lump. I thought it looked like it was going to be a beautiful thing once it was cut and polished. So we'll see if we get any nice slabs out of it or it falls apart. It had some fissures in it. There's a fissure right there. And so this obviously came apart in a couple of different pieces. Not sure how it went together. I think, yeah, like that. That's how it was. So it's got a few fissures in it. We'll see if this slab I'm trying to cut holds together. Okay, well the saw's got quiet again, so let's turn it off. Give it a few seconds to stop flinging oil and for the oil mist to settle down a bit. Take a look. Let me get my gloves on too. And we'll take a look and see what we got inside. It's always a mystery until you open the lid. It fissured again into two pieces. Oh, but those are some nice looking pieces though. Individually, they're nice. Wow. Alright. Yeah, broke right through there. I'll put these out and get you a close-up look at them too. Yeah, that's a real shame that that broke in half right there. I can see that fissure goes into it quite a ways. But man, that is some beautiful stuff, isn't it? That looks really nice. Wow. All the different colors in there. Beautiful. Okay. Let me keep cutting. See if I can get some whole slabs out of this or if they're all going to break like this. So looking at this piece and looking at the big piece still in the saw, I can see that this fissure goes in quite a ways. This fissure here even though it's not falling apart, I can see that it's going in quite a ways, so it could be falling apart further in. What I might do is flip this thing around 180 degrees, because I kind of like the look of having the bark on the outside of this thing. I mean, I could take some slices this way, the long way on it, but I wouldn't get bark, you know, except on like two edges of it. So what I might do is I might flip it 180 degrees and cut it from the back and see if the back looks any better. Maybe the fissures don't go all the way through. I mean, I don't think they do, because it's not fallen into 2 or 3 pieces. It's like one big slab. So I'll try that. See what it looks like. I flipped the part around 180 degrees. I'm going to take the first cut just to clean up the irregular back of it, and then I'll take like about a ½ inch slice off of it, and we'll see what that looks like. So I'll be back after 2 cuts. Okay, well, it crumbled a little bit on one edge, but we got a pretty big slab out of it. So that's nice. Let me see if I can cut another whole slab out of it. That would be great if I can. Let's crank this over, start it cutting. And we'll have a look at these pieces. I'm thinking I can tumble some of these smaller pieces that break off and still wind up with some pretty rocks. Just started, and we'll take a look at this. Oh yeah, that is a pretty piece. That is a really pretty piece. If I can polish that up, that will be very pretty. Yeah, nice. And these pieces up here, are bits that came off the back when I trued it up. And like I said, I think I can just tumble some of these and they'll come out pretty nice. This one here is pretty thin, but I can maybe bust this thin part off, tumble the rest of it, and wind up with some nice looking bits of petrified wood. But this slab right here is just gorgeous. That's really pretty. I knew I'd found something good when I found that rock out in Arizona. And like, you are going home with me. I didn't care that I had to carry it ½ a mile back to the truck. It was worth it. I stopped the saw a little early just to see what was going on, because it was making kind of a strange sound, and I see now what happened is we got a big slab came off, but there's obviously a fissure here, probably one of the fissures I was seeing from the other side, and it broke, so that slab came off and left this little piece on there that still needs to be cut. So I'll restart the saw and we'll cut through that last little piece, and then we'll take a look at the bits. So here's the piece I just cut, and a couple little bits that came off the edge there. That's nice. That's really pretty. The last couple of pieces I've cut have been really pretty. All right. I think these will polish up nicely. I think that green is from the paint on the blade. That'll come off. And yeah, that's nice. I might be able to get a couple more slabs out of that piece. Then I think I'll cut that piece. See what we can get out of it. That's a big piece though. That's going to take a long time to cut. Okay, so here's all the slices I've cut off of it so far. There's still, I could get a couple more slices off of it before it's too thin to cut anymore, but this is pretty representative of what we got there. It's definitely not primo stuff. It's got a lot of fissures in it. Some of them may break up when I'm polishing them, we'll see. I have a few tricks that might prevent that. They got some fissures, they got some voids. This one here broke. But hey, considering I got this rock for free, I just picked it up when I was out hiking. It's not too bad. It's really pretty. You know, it's dried out some, but you know, when it's wet, wow, is it pretty. The colors are amazing in there. And I got some, you know, pieces that have spalled off of it that I can tumble. This part right here I can probably tumble. So, got some nice stuff here. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's getting late in the day. think maybe tomorrow we'll take some slices off of that and see what it looks like on the inside. It may be even prettier. The colors are really amazing, so we'll see about that. Alright, well, it's actually a little later the same day, and I got some time. The weather is holding up, so I came out and I've got this other big piece of petrified wood loaded in the saw. I think the first cut I'm going to do, I'm just going to try and square up this edge a little bit, and then I'll start taking slices off of it, and we'll see how they look. Now, there is a big fissure right here, so I wouldn't be surprised if that broke on me at some point, but we'll see what we get. The colors on this side look really nice, so we'll see what we get. So here's what's left of that first piece. I'd keep cutting it, but it's got a couple of fissures in it that I know if I cut any more off, it's just going to fall apart. But wow, is it pretty. What I might try to do is just infuse some super glue into the fissures to hold it together, and then polish it like it is. Polish at the two ends of it. That'll be a really pretty piece. So, you know, you see an ugly rock like that when you're out hiking. You don't know what might be inside till you cut it open. I could actually see on the end, you know, what was in there. I knew what it was. Oh, that's really nice. So we got the second piece in here doing its first cut. Let's see what we get out of it. So there's the first more or less squaring up cut done. So I'm going to take a good half-inch slice off of it, and we'll see how it looks. Yeah, that is pretty. That's got some color to it. Hopefully it'll hold together and come off in one piece. We shall see. Well, it kind of blew out on that corner and broke off, so it's got a big knob on the corner there, that slab that came off it. Yeah, look at the colors on it. The lighting is terrible out here. It's about sunset. It's getting dark. But yeah, look at the colors on that. I think I'm going to pack it in for tonight. Tomorrow I'll try taking another slab off, see if we can get a whole slab. I mean, I can cut that corner off, and that'll still be a beautiful piece. But wow, yeah, that's some nice stuff right there. Okay, I thought I'd give you a look at this first piece in a better light before I call it a night. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Nice. Alright, it's the next morning. Got an early start out here. Got another cut off of that slab. The corner didn't blow out this time because I've got around this fracture that was there that was blowing out the corner. That's really nice. The colors are just amazing in that. I hope they are showing up on the video. It's a little dark under my overhang here where I'm working. But wow, that's really nice. Yellows, reds, whites, translucent. Yeah, nice. Okay, so I think I'm going to try and get another slab like this out of it, and then maybe I'll turn it and try to make some cuts in a different direction on it and see what they look like. But wow, yeah, that's nice. I paid for this piece. Only $2 a pound, but you know, I'm expecting, you know, a little better results than the stuff I find for free maybe, and I think I'm getting it. This is pretty. Alright, here's the next slice I got off of it. Nice, very nice. I cut it a little thinner than I have been just because this stuff seems to be holding together better than the last stuff. And I discovered on the last piece I cut that it's quite translucent. Let me hold it up to the light and show you. Yeah, it's quite translucent. So I cut it a little bit thinner than I have been just to try and get some of that translucence to show through. So yeah, that's a nice piece. Nice colors, nice banding. So I think I'm going to turn the part in there, the piece, the rock that's left. Let me show you that. So yeah, I think I'm going to turn it and try cutting some different angles on it. I might try against the grain like I did on the last one just to see what that looks like. I might take some slices like this, just see what that looks like. So yeah, I'll show you the slices I get out. Alright, so I got a couple of cuts in off of another side of it. So these here, this one was like my first cut. This was for like squaring it up because it was very rough over there. And then this was my first real good slab I took off of it over here, this other one. So this was more across the grain, these two, than these over here, which are kind of with the grain. So I'm not sure which I like better. I mean, certainly there's like a big knob of like solid red jasper or something stuck. Ooh, here comes the thunder again. It's like a big knob of solid red jasper or something stuck on these edges over here. But boy, the colors in the cross grain, you can see all the different colors as sort of like little islands of color, and here on the with the grain you can see them as streaks of color. So I'm not sure which I like better. You guys leave me something in the comments and let me know what you think, which you'd like to see, which way you like better, and how you would like to see the stuff cut. Okay, so just yeah, leave me some comments. So yeah, because I'm not sure. I mean, I like the first one, the first piece I cut, I like to cross the grain. I suppose I still got enough of it here that I could cut some with the grain and see what it looks like. Because I think if I try to cut any more across the grain, it's just going to fall apart. So I could try cutting some with the grain and see what it looks like. And so I'm not sure which way to go with this one. There's still a lot of rock there. I can cut some more across the grain. I can turn it. I can do some more with the grain. Not sure what I want to do. Like I said, you guys leave me a comment and let me know. Because I think with the weather coming in, I'm going to have to bring this video to an end. The next couple of days are supposed to be really rainy too, so I don't think I'm going to get much more saw cutting done out here. So I think I'll wrap this video up here, and in the next video, maybe we'll tackle cutting some of this with the grain, and maybe I'll tackle some of the smaller rocks that I got in my western trip. I've got a whole bunch of smaller rocks I need to cut and see what's inside them. So maybe in the next rock cutting video we'll tackle some of those too and see what's inside those. So anyway, I hope you found this a little bit interesting, educational, inspirational, you know, intriguing, whatever. Give the video a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see my future videos. Check out my second channel, ElectroGeek64, always good stuff going on there. And press the little bell icon on YouTube. Make sure you press in both places to be notified when new videos come out. As a subscriber, you will be notified when I release new videos. So press that little bell icon. And thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.